Oh my God. Oh man. We can they're gonna add a remember how I talked about sneezing has an unbelievably awesome effect of relief when you sneeze, and I equated sneezing and then take a big dump. Orgasm is the crown prince. You really can't get bigger than that. But all those other things, pulling a big booger out, satisfying. I think that when you arch your back in a particular way, oh man, way underrated. Y'all want to hear some neck pops? Before we get started here, I'm doing a compilation of neck pops, and this is all in response to the Britney Spears foot breakage. Remember that when she broke her? Oh. Okay, here you go. Oh. I need that's only a single popper though. Oh, not bad. I have some good ones. You should hear my daughter's neck crack. Oh boy. Oh, let's see. We haven't even started yet. Mitchell, I'm calling you today. Yeah. Jason says the Facebook feed looks much better. It's clear as a bell. That's that Mevo. Oh, that Mevo is an outstanding device. And I wouldn't be using the Mevo. But they, like in the past, you could not combine feeds. You couldn't do Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at the same time. But something happened. I guess they updated their software. Facebook did, and now they allow that. So I'm like, that's good. You people are going to love this. I have something really fun planned for you. It's going to be fun for all of us. It won't be fun for one person in particular. First part of his name is Ken. Last part of his first name is Nee. That's right. That in a moment.
And now, here's a guy that proves there is no vaccine against stupidity. Yeah! It's the Eric Zane Show podcast with your host, Eric Zane.
Thank you, Johnny. Welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast. The heart and soul of the audience is you, a daily podcast about news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. This is the Eric Zane Show podcast. All right. John sent me a nice text. John is, he's the guy that's playing that amazing music. And, John fired off a text to me from when I was talking about how I don't feel like I'm aging. I mean, I look different. My hair is white. My muscles are fading. My lung capacity is shrinking. My heart is working harder. I'm getting older, getting fatter. There's more wrinkles. But when I see people that I knew when they were young and I see them getting older, I can't escape the feeling that they're catching up to me. When I read that Britney Spears is 38, 39 years old, I'm like, what? Huh? What's going on here? John writes this, and he's a rocker. He's super, super religious. You're not aging because our generation will not pass away before the return of Christ. That's some heavy shit right there. Matthew chapter 24, verse 34. That's the book of the gospel, of course. Now, I got to give you credit, man. I couldn't recite anything from the Bible like that. I think some of you guys that go to church, at some of the hand clappers and rock band churches, I got to give you credit, because typically when the pastor speaks in front of the group, they're reciting directly from the Bible, and then they base the sermon based on and they do that in Catholic faith too with the homily, but I think they do a better job of putting a finer point on it that's digestible to the average person. That's why morons like John can remember those and recite things like that. So basically what I'm telling you is John's church is for the dummies. I'm totally kidding. You know I love you. Okay. This is how the first part of the day went, doing the free podcast. And I had a message. Well, typically I put everything on do not disturb now. And I learned that the hard way. And then when I get done with the podcast, I go back and look on old messages. And I noticed that I got an email from Kenny. And then I noticed that I got a text from Kenny. And the text said, "Hey, man, check your email, man. I got one for you. I got a good one." I'm like, uh-oh, he's serious. He wants me to know about something. So I went and looked at the email. Okay. Kenny writes this. "Man, yeah, this song cracks me up. Have you heard it? I think it could be fun in the Patreon. It's not metal. It's a guy playing on his piano at home. Yeah. Original song, otherwise known as Your Boyfriend's a Bitch." Now, let me just say this. Anybody who takes time out of their day to point me in the right direction of content is a winner in my book. And I love you dearly. And I've always loved Kenny, even though with one word, he can make my blood boil. Today is not that day, though. In fact, the tables have turned, because Kenny has once again revealed himself as, there is nothing that Kenny has suggested that I have ever liked, ever. Well, maybe there has, but I don't remember. It's all kind of fuzzed up in my brain right now. Now, that's a little strange, because Kenny likes me. He likes my show. So if I'm going to criticize Kenny's taste about anything, well, then I'm also going to be critical about his taste in podcasts or radio shows, right? I mean, that kind of goes with the territory. So I'm kind of damned if I do, damned if I don't. Now, I could just take this suggestion of his and say, yeah, thanks, man. But no, I mean, there's no fun in that. I want you all to be part of this. I want you all to experience what I experience on a regular basis, or when I do experience. I want you to actually get it like the way I get it. Because Kenny is under the belief that I just do this and don't like the suggestions that he makes, and I hate because it's him and it kind of furthers that whole storyline. So I'm jumping around a little bit here, but this is the voicemail that Kenny just left me after I... Where is it? Okay, here it is.
Your forwarded made a voicemail. Dude, come on, man. That guy's funny. He's got a bunch of others too, like one that's why do Muslim women dress like ninjas?
Yeah.
He cracks up a lot of people.
It's funny,
man.
man.
It's not just me.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
It's funny when he
I
Muslim.
think no matter what, no matter what style of music, if it's anything at all, and I recommend it to you, you're just like predetermined to hate it.
Yeah, that's right.
That's not fair.
Not fair.
All right, talk to you later.
Okay. Now that's not true, and Okay, as we go through this, I'm looking for his presence to be on this podcast, and he's not. So we got to make sure we get him in here. I mean, I'm only doing this. I'm doing this with the hope that he does hear this. So I don't know what the hell his problem is. Why he's not actually with us right now. Oops.
Dude, I told you I was going to be in a WebEx meeting.
Yeah, so you can't hear. We were just talking about what you said to me. I hadn't yet played it to him, but
yeah, I got my this is crazy.
Okay.
I got my office people on mute. I got my mic on mute, and I got one earbud in one ear for you and one.
Okay, good. As long as you're listening.
Yeah, man.
Okay, good. All right. Well, then I'll continue. Okay. Good luck with the office meeting.
Right. Thanks, bye.
All right, that's good news. All right, where were we? So you were like, "Well, what did he send?" I'm gonna get to that. Don't worry, we got plenty of time. So, hey man, sent you a text, sent you an email, man. He fires it off via email. I don't respond right away, so he sends me a text. Hey man, check email, man. You're gonna want to get this. This is gold. This shit is good. It's funny. You're going to laugh your ass off, man. And so right away, I know it sucks because he sent it, okay? So what you got here is this, and then I ended up watching it, and I wrote back, I know this is going to come as no surprise, but I made it through about 10 seconds of this. This dude is annoying, and I didn't laugh once. LOL, LOL. The Kenny recommendation curse continues. I'm going to play it simply to illustrate to everyone so that everyone can hate it with me and want to punch your teeth. Yeah, check your voicemail. LOL. I got a meeting from 11 a.m. to noon your time. Guess I'll miss the fun. No, you won't. No, you won't. Jason, if you're just getting caught up, Kenny suggested a comedy bit. Hey, man, check it out. This is funny. Okay, this is what Kenny sent me. It's some guy homemade work. He puts a camera in front of him, bangs out these stupid songs on the piano. You heard how I reacted to it. Now I'm going to play it for you. I don't know if we're going to get through the whole damn thing, but Kenny thinks this shit is funny. What a fucking asshole. Listen to this.
You look so amazing in that sundress. Wonder what you look like when you're undressed. I can see the future in your eyes. You know I would never tell you lies. I just want to see you smile. So stick around a while, baby. I see your man blowing up your phone.
It's funny, man. Get it?
Telling you that you need to come home.
Oh, yeah, man.
If that clown, he ain't about a thing.
Yeah, man, they got this.
Look, I don't see no engagement ring.
Zodiac's gonna love this, man. Folks on Patreon, we're gonna be laughing till they stop, man. It's funny shit.
You said that he did you dirty, so what's the harm in flirting, baby?
Yeah, man, I can't wait. I can't wait to get the reaction from the Zodiacs, man. They're gonna love this.
The boyfriend's a bitch, he ain't shit. He can suck on my dick, I ain't with all that shit. Why he do you like this when you're home all alone? Why he out fucking around with them hoes?
Yeah, man, that's funny. I swear.
The boyfriend's a bitch, he ain't shit. He can suck on my dick, I ain't with all that shit. Why he do you like this?
Now, again, I'm only playing this so you all know what he puts me through. Hey, man, check it out. This one's fucking funny. And it's not. It's terrible. And if you could all give me a comment on Patreon as to what you think about Kenny's shit show music, no, not music, but comedy bits. Hey, man, I know we've had a bad run of death metal, but I think I've turned over a new leaf, man. You're going to love this recommendation. It's funny as shit.
When you're home all alone, why he out fucking around with them hoes?
And then Kenny is actually back on with us. He writes, yeah, he's got another one called "Why Do Muslim Women Dress Like Ninjas?" Yeah, that's funny shit, man. Get it? Because they look like ninjas and shit. So that's funny.
All your friends tell you you need to let go. Seem like he still got your ass in check though. You ain't never cheated on your mans. So why the fuck do he still got your hand? Girl, you could do so much
Rest in
better.
peace to my
you
ears.
ain't even got no cheddar, baby. He just trying to cuff you like a 5-0.
Took 2 shots to kill that one. There you go, Kenny. The Zaniacs have responded with green faces, poop emoji, sad faces. Kenny needs LSD to fix his brain.
You look so amazing in that sundress.
Yeah, it's funny, man. Get it? You look so amazing in that sundress. That's funny.
You look so amazing in that sundress.
Gets me every time, man. Shit, yeah. Dude. Man, yeah, but hey, you got to cue in. You got to cue into like 2 minutes and 40 seconds. There's like 7 seconds of hilarity there, man. It's funny as shit. I owe you. I freaking owe you. This is what you get.
You look so amazing in that sundress.
Yeah. Sorry, man. It's not funny. Everybody hates it. I'll link it up so you guys can see this dude. Kenny's idea of humor. And that is the Kenny recommend. It's officially known on the show as the Kenny recommendation curse. Man, I got a movie for you. Now, I do it too. I mean, I like a lot of shitty shit. I watched Godzilla, King of the Monsters the other day. That's a terrible, terrible, terrible movie. And boy, did I love it. I love the genre, though. I love the Titans. Oh, so great. But I don't like to say, hey, you guys got to check this out. It's really good. The new Godzilla movie. It's really good. I know it sucks. The big difference is I'm not running around trying to make you watch it. Well, if you cue into the fight with, hey, man, if you cue in when Rodan is there and shit, and Monster Zero and Godzilla's got to fight them both, shut up. I love you, Kenny. Why do Muslim women look like ninjas? It gets me every time.
You look so amazing in that sundress.
Yeah, man. All right, I got an update for you. Thanks to Dean. You see, Dean does recommendations. Most of the time, he hits the mark. Kenny, and then, well, not so much. Keep trying, though, because then I can... Kenny, you've bought me time. Look at that. We've gone 18 minutes talking about you. And Jason Terry says, poor Kenny, he gets this shit every day. That's not true. He doesn't get it every day. Kenny recommends this shit. He thinks it's good. So it's well within the bounds of the show, considering he's probably one of the most famous people that's ever listened to the show. If you say, hey, man, I'm Kenny, everybody's going to know who the fuck that is. He's made a name for himself. He's made a name for himself being Kenny and having shitty taste. That's the one thing. Every listener, if you're a listener that has a label attached to you, that means you're inner circle. Boring Dean? Are you kidding me? Stalkerito? Dean? Boring. Pellerito? Stalker. Kenny? I don't know the one word that we can use to encapsulate it. But the whole recommendation curse is what I'm going with here. I could probably sit down and do a list of things, qualifying adjectives to describe a vast number of you. It's just a matter of how well I know you. And those ones that I just rattled off are some of the people that I know the most. So there you go. Consider that as a compliment. I never really thought about the idea about Kenny until today, about Kenny liking this show and that can contribute to his poor taste and poor judgment. So that's kind of a bittersweet pill to swallow, if you know what I mean. Okay. Man, months ago, there was a moment on this show when I did a very, very in-depth play-by-play of a terrific brawl that took place at Disneyland in Anaheim, California, at Toontown. And if hopefully you were able to listen to this, because then you'll get the references. And if you didn't see it, it might be a little bit more difficult for you. But if you recall, it was a man. They're all a whole family of people enjoying the park. They're all African American, and the one dude I referred to him as Tall Busta Rhymes, is dude in the pink shirt. He does all sorts of ass kicking. And it turns out that he got spit on by a woman who actually, it was his sister, I found out. I didn't really know too much about the tail of the tape on this. But Tall Busta Rhymes, he ends up, if you remember, punching the shit out of his sister. And then his brother-in-law got involved. And then, so the brother-in-law, which is the husband, who his wife is Tall Busta Rhymes' sister, he starts fighting with Tall Busta Rhymes, so it's getting out of hand. And then, so Tall Busta Rhymes' sister, she was referred to as Crave Case. So Crave Case and Tall Busta are going at it, and then it kind of escalates into more people. Tall Busta Rhymes' girlfriend is there, and she's trying to make peace. And while trying to make peace, Tall Busta Rhymes' mama gets involved. And I think she took like an errant elbow in all of this. And Tall Busta's mama goes down. Now, Tall Busta he's just pissed off, and he's just kicking everybody's ass. Well, someone gives him some erroneous information, because Tall Busta and his girlfriend are on one team, all right? But someone says to Tall Busta Rhymes, hey, so-and-so, his girlfriend, who's on his team, hit Mama. Remember, Mama went down. Well, Tall Busta immediately turned on his girlfriend and grabbed her by the hair and starts just hammer strikes on her face. Now, one of the things I noticed about this fight, in addition to that strange, bizarre turn of events when Tall Busta turned on his teammate, it was supposed to be his tag team partner, is the resiliency of these women and how they are bludgeoned in the face repeatedly by closed fist hard punches. They're not good at blocking, and they're getting punched by Tall Busta, but the resiliency that they have to withstand those blows and still come back for more. There were women getting out of mobility scooters to fight Tall Busta Rhymes. His sister's fat as shit. She's probably 30, but she weighs like 450. And she has to ambulate over from the mobility scooter, and then she's like, rah, rah. And Tall Busta's just clocking her. And sure, you know how Rocky Balboa had a jaw made of iron? These women, I didn't see if a person doesn't take a punch regularly, you hit them once and it's all over. But these women are probably abused on a regular basis by these asshole men in their lives. So it's made them tough as shit. So Busta turns on his girlfriend, does the hammer strikes. Finally, this goes on and on and on. And I'll post all this in the comments of this horrible, horrible moment. And I always wondered what ever happened to this bunch. They're all related. It's all a family. This happens every Christmas, every Thanksgiving, every holiday that they get together. Well, here you go. Tall Busta Rhymes is the only one who is following the advice of a lawyer, because everyone else involved absconded and did not show up for scheduled court dates, and they now have felony warrants out for their arrest. Tall Busta pleaded guilty earlier this week. He was sentenced to 6 months in jail. Crave Case failed to appear, and Crave Case's husband did not appear. Tall Busta is officially Avery Robinson of Las Vegas, Nevada. Pleaded guilty to 1 felony count and multiple misdemeanors in a plea deal with Orange County prosecutors. He originally faced 5 felony charges and 9 misdemeanors over the fight at the Anaheim Park. So now this is actually really good for Tall Busta. The guy can kick all manner of ass. He's going to jail for 6 months. He is an internet sensation. He will live like a king in prison. In jail, that is. It's going to be really good for him. He can parlay this into some real financial stability going forward with the family. If only he could have gotten Crave Case to show up for her court appearance. That would be Andrea. And her husband is Damon. They're both from Compton, near L.A. That's a rough neck of the woods. They did not appear. They failed to appear before the Orange County Superior Court Judge Scott Steiner, former wrestler from Bay City, Michigan, and now are fugitives from justice. Holy shit. She was charged with 5 misdemeanors, and he faced 1 misdemeanor count of battery. So you're looking at some misdemeanor charges, no big deal. You can probably plead down to simply a fine with no jail time. These dumbasses. They also missed their arraignment in September, so everybody knew that this was coming. Now, it all happened at Mickey's Toontown area of Disneyland in Anaheim. World-famous clip. Andrea, the sister, was seen spitting at Tall Busta, who attacked her and later her husband, as some bystanders tried in vain to intervene. Thank God they waited, because we got some great footage out of that. When security guards asked them to leave, I didn't know this, there was more violence. Prosecutors said that Avery is accused of attempting to hit a Disneyland security guard with his vehicle as he drove away and threatening to kill his sister and her husband by allegedly simulating having a gun in his right hand. It was unclear what sparked the fight, which spilled out into the theme park's fabled Main Street. One of the kids with the family was carried away from the brawl by a bystander. That's terribly sad. But man, was that awesome. Terribly sad, but awesome. Wow. Okay. And more exploits involving legal ramifications and nonsense with the law. Let's see. This happened in, is this Florida? Marion County, Florida, of course. I've got a 5-minute clip. It's a lot, but they edited it down. They had to edit it down. You got the Marion County, Florida deputy showing up at a trailer park, and this has all the makings for awesomeness. Homeowner, 51-year-old dude, is outside of his house, stumbling around drunk. Rick Lee Miller. He's got a pair of camouflage shorts on, long white socks, tennis shoes, no shirt, grossly out of shape body, huge beer gut. Did I say no shirt on? No shirt on, so you can see his chest and his belly, and a cowboy hat. And he's playing the radio really loud, and that's why the police were called, because it's just too loud. So he's drunk as shit. Cops show up. They just want him to turn it down. And the cops give him a lot of rope. And they're like, okay, just turn it down. And while he's arguing with the cops in a drunken stupor, he says, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to shoot you where you stand. And the cop actually lets that go more than once. And then finally, after enough threats on his life saying, I'm going to put a bullet in you, and he had a knife on him. The backup showed up, and turns out dude does have a pistola in his back. He's got a gun in his waist, and they bring this son of a bitch down. So this is spectacular. I'm just going to roll it right off of the Facebook feed from the sheriff.
What you got?
There's the music.
How you doing? Hey, can you turn the radio down?
What you going to arrest me?
No, just...
On my own property? Sir! Officer, sir!
Is that a gun you got on you?
What's going on? talk to me out here.
I need you to turn the radio down.
Talk to me, man.
He's out in the street.
I'll draw on you and kill you right here. Fucking
You hear that? I'll kill you, he says.
son of a.
Hey, do me a favor. Go ahead, and we just want you to turn the radio down. That's it. Will you do that?
Bitch.
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you do that, I'm out of here.
Yes, sir, officer, sir.
Thank you.
Who the f called on me?
Hey, don't walk up on me like
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Don't you?
Don't walk up on me.
This guy walks up. Guy goes, he's ready to draw, which means don't walk up on me because you're going to get shot. He takes two big, girthy steps towards this guy, and this guy, he's ready to draw on him right now. Now it's really getting serious.
Hey,
Got me, boy.
all I'm asking you to do is turn the radio down.
Who called on me?
I don't know who called on you.
I mean, sir. Don't you play games with me.
Listen, you got a knife on your side, and I don't know what else is on you.
I'll put a bullet in
I'll put a bullet in you, oh boy.
you, boy.
Just,
Okay.
man,
Don't need a
Now the wife is out. Now she's like, God damn it, Ricky Lee, get your ass in here. Get in here right now. And she wants him to come in the house because he's acting like an asshole.
gun.
man, turn the radio down.
Thank you.
Okay.
Don't you ever come. Who are you? Are you Bellevue?
No,
Ocala,
Marion
or
County Sheriff's
Sheriff?
Office. Marion
I
County
have
Sheriff's
problems
Office.
with you.
Well, don't have problems. Just turn the radio down. That's it. That's all I'm asking. Fair enough?
Song
Don't
ends.
you ever come up on me like that again.
Don't.
Good thing the song ended. Okay, now they're going to turn it down. Now he's like, don't you ever come up on me. So they've given him plenty of room here to like just walk away from this, you know.
Listen,
I'll shoot you where you stand.
you don't have a gun.
I'm going to tell you. I'm promising you. Sir.
Okay. Listen, I understand. Just,
All right.
if you would, just,
I got you.
okay, go ahead. Go
I'm
back in the
going
house.
to Give you my back.
That's okay.
I hope you fucking shoot me because I'm ready to go to heaven. And you will come with me.
Nah, just go back in the house, okay?
Come on, Rick, go to bed. This reminds me of that scene in Sling Blade when Doyle is all shit-faced drunk. Remember that? And then he ends up getting like the lawnmower blade in his head.
You see your head? Baron, he might be signal zero now. He's threatening me.
Okay. Now that right there, from what I'm reading on the Marion County Sheriff's website, was the cue to, yeah, we're gonna arrest him. It's these threats are a little too real, and we're concerned about anybody else that he encounters for the rest of the night. He might hurt them, so they're gonna bring him in. Now they get backup. The next, it cuts to there. They've now moved over to near the front of the house, and they've got tasers drawn. I think you'll be able to figure out when they've actually deployed the taser. Oh boy, here they come. Okay.
Get on the ground.
Now as they walk to the guy, there's like all sorts of laser pointers, red marks on him where there's multiple tasers on him that it's you point and shoot, you're done, and he's all lit up like a Christmas tree.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
Hey.
Get on. Signal zero. Signal zero.
Get on the ground.
Okay, now when he turned around, the gun was in his back, and then they immediately pulled the gun out, and now they want him to get down. All right, sorry, I backed up too far. Walking up like this with arms pointed.
Hey.
Get on. Signal zero. Signal zero.
Got the gun.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground. I have a problem.
Get up.
Ricky.
Get down. Handcuff.
He goes down.
Get down. Get around. Get over. Get over.
They're done fucking around with this guy.
Inside the back.
They are done.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Now listen how polite he gets.
I want all your names. Get one of your.
Stop. Stop.
If you hurt me,
All right, we got
Katie Bartigan.
6186
Taser deployed.
If you hurt me,
Go ahead and roll medics. We have one detained.
hurt,
All right, we go.
help you all.
Put your light out.
Okay, so
Protect my cowboy. If you hurt me,
Go ahead and roll medics. We have one detained.
hurt,
All right, we go.
help you all.
Put your light out.
okay, so
Protect my cowboy.
rock song.
Am I going to jail?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Why? Why?
When we're done.
Huh?
We'll tell you that when we're done.
Tell me, pull out my knife. I got more on the other side.
Okay. All right, I got one over here as well.
Yeah, I got my Boger knife from Germany. $200. I got 5 knives on me.
He does too. They're
got
everywhere.
everything
He's got
on me.
everywhere. He's got different
No,
knives.
we
No,
already- we
sir,
already
you
took it.
already pulled it.
You already pulled the gun.
Am I going to be able to, for my wife to get me a shirt?
Where you are the weapons, sir?
Huh?
Where you are the weapons?
I might have pulled them all.
You got to see this. I'm just
Yeah,
fascinated
on the inside of
by
the
how they
pocket
deal with
and
this.
onto my belt loop.
I would never be able to be a cop. I would so
got
be
that
punching people in the head. I would be the guy on the news,
CCW.
an internal investigation with
Oh,
the so and
yes,
so.
sir, I am.
Eric
I have-
Zane.
Friends in high places, beyond your precinct, beyond.
Hey, sir, calm down.
No,
Where's up in the front? Do you have any weapons in the front of you?
no, ma'am.
Okay.
Oh man.
Okay.
Apologize, sir, man.
No, now he's in the I'm sorry mode now.
Oh, zombie. I apologize, y'all.
Get your hand.
I apologize, and I don't need y'all to hurt me.
Let's go. And thank you all.
Nobody's hurting him.
Apologize. I'm so sorry.
Hold on.
I'm apologizing.
One,
Two, three.
Stand up.
What a burden this guy is.
to the car.
This is sad.
Hoorah!
Hoorah.
Double lock or no?
And I will see you all in a better light,
Yeah, all right.
in a
buddy.
better day. Come on.
Holy shit. Let's see. It says arrested Rick Lee Miller. 1968. He was born August 30th. Use of firearm under influence of alcohol, obstructing without violence, assault with intent to commit a felony, and breach of the peace. It's hard to believe that this guy I'm looking at right now was once a beautiful bouncing baby boy with all of all the plenty of things that he can accomplish in his life, and he's drinking himself to death. That is seriously sad. Holy shit. Hard to believe that people can go down that road. What happened along the way? What the hell happened to Rick Lee, for crying out loud? Man, that was incredible. Absolutely amazing. All right, folks. I might see you during the weekend. I might not. I don't know. You know, sometimes I like to bust out a video on Facebook, whatever it may be. But if you could check me out on Apple Podcasts, Castbox, or whatever it is, and leave me 5 stars and any kind of a review, it would be really, really helpful. John says, what happened to Rick Lee? He listened to the music Kenny likes. Ooh. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you down the road. See you, folks.